What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, your man, Stokesy Camel, back at it with another video, and today we are doing yet another toxic movie review. But before we get into the beginning of the video and stuff, and also I went to see A Quiet Place Day 1. I don't know why I forgot to say that. But before we get into the beginning of the review itself, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Number one, it's absolutely free, and number two, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Just 234 away now, I believe. And also maybe help with the YouTube algorithm, recommend the video to more people. Maybe they could join that talk. And do feel free to comment your thoughts on A Quiet Place Day 1 down below as well. With that being said, guys, let's get right to it. Yeah. And also, let's give a quick plot synopsis, shall we? So, transition and Shazamia.
When New York City comes under attack from an alien invasion, a woman and other survivors try to find a way to safety. They soon learn that they must remain absolutely silent as the mysterious creatures are drawn to the slightest sound.
Alright, so going into this was one of my most anticipated movies for the rest of the year. I love the previous two A Quiet Place movies. I think those are great modern-day horror movies. And when I heard that they were making a spin-off, that kind of intrigued me. I was curious, and it was, when I heard it was a prequel and it takes place on day one of A Quiet Place, but in New York, I was going like, oh, that could be really interesting because big city, you know, and you can see what happens and stuff. Then the first trailer dropped and I watched it and I went, okay, that's pretty good trailer, and I was pretty excited for it. So I ended up going to see it yesterday in theaters in Dolby. Let's just get into the actual review itself, shall we? Alright, starting off with the good. The new characters. I loved the new characters in this movie. Specifically the two main ones, which brings me into the acting. Played by
Joseph Quinn and Lupita Nyong'o, which I was worried going in because there were rumors that Joseph Quinn was going to be like a rich, entitled person, which luckily he was not, and he was a really great character. Then you
also have some other side characters in here that don't really do much, but they are acted very well too. I just love the characters in this. And also Frodo, shout out to Frodo the cat. He was one of the MVPs of this movie. Just this whole entire relationship in the movie that you see with Lupita Nyong'o and this cat is very charming, and you definitely want these characters to survive so bad. And this might be a hot take, and might be a spoiler for my, review. Not my review. Might be a spoiler for my, ranking tomorrow. But I thought the characters were I emotionally connected to these new characters more than the original family. I still connected with the original family a lot in the past two Quiet Place movies, don't get me wrong, but it's just the relationship, how it starts, where they're basically just trying to survive and randomly stumble upon each other. And as the movie goes on and you get to see them start to basically become friends and survive together, it's really compelling stuff. Another good, the ending. I won't go too specifically because spoilers, you know, I'm not spoiling anything. But compared to the last two Quiet Place movies, I think this has the best ending. This one feels, it still has some cliffhanger edge to it, like the first two movies. But this one, I think, wrapped up definitely the best out of the three. And I think this one definitely had a very good emotional ending. Another good or positive, the New York setting. I'm glad that they actually used this to its full extent with the day one of all the Death Angels coming to Earth and them actually exploring exploring that all throughout New York City. And what shocks me too is this movie was made on a budget of $274.8 million, which is a lot, but it's used very well here. Speaking of the budgets, the cinematography in here as well was very amazing throughout the movie. There were a bunch of great shots, but I won't get into details, but there's one specific sequence with one of the Death Angels where you get real close up of them. It looks really cool there. The CGI is still good in here for the Death Angels, like it was in the last two movies, where it was amazing for them as well. The suspense and dramatic moments. I already mentioned how, for like the good, that you really invest with these characters and you want them to make it out alive. The suspenseful and dramatic moments, man, throughout the movie, it gets you, it gets your heart pounding, and you're going, oh gosh, please get out of there. So, yeah, the very impactful moments from the suspense elements and the dramatic elements as well, because there were some moments in here where I got close to crying. I don't know why it shocked me, but it really did. So, and then the final positive in here, the sound design. I thought the sound design was fantastic, especially for Dolby. You definitely will see this in Dolby with the sound design, so I definitely recommend you check it out in the Dolby. And then you have all the speakers blasting in your ears and stuff, and you see people get jump scared around you. It's funny. Alright, so that ends with the positives. Now let's move on to the mixed aspects. I wish they might have explored where the Death Angels came from, which they don't really do that in this movie. They have kind of little suggestions, but I wish, since it is a prequel, I kind of wish that it was explored where they came from, but also that adds... that takes away from the level of mystery where you're trying to find out where the Death Angels actually came from. So I'm kind of glad they didn't do that. That's why it's a mixed aspect. And then the final mixed aspect is Djimon Hounsou's character's use in this movie. So, of course, this is a prequel for the last two Quiet Place movies. And Djimon Hounsou is a great actor. It's just, he does, in all the movies he's very underutilized. And this one, he is kind of underutilized, but I think he played his part in the story to eventually lead to A Quiet Place Part 2, which he's in. But I still wish we saw more of his backstory, you know? So, there's that. Now, moving on to the negatives. Actually, now looking back, I do have one negative. Even though the Frodo, the cat, is the goat, he survives or goes through a lot in this whole entire movie. And, some stuff is like, huh? I don't know why they would be in that situation. And that would be incredibly hard to survive. With that being said, guys, let's bring out the toxic meter. And I'm going to give this a not toxic. I'm going to give it an A. I love this movie. This is tied with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes for my favorite movie of the year thus far. I have to find out which one. And also, I would just like to point out, I know like most people are kind of being disappointed by this one, or didn't think it was on the level of the first three. My mind might change. I might see some actual flaws, like after a rewatch or after my thoughts settle, but I still loved this. So I don't know. We'll see where my thoughts are at for the monthly check. I'll say that. But with that being said, guys, that's it, y'all. With that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this toxic movie review of Quiet Place Day 1. Be sure to comment your thoughts on A Quiet Place Day 1 down below. And, yeah, it's going to be a tough ranking on tomorrow. That's all I'm saying. It's going to be really tough to do the ranking for all the A Quiet Place movies. But with that being said, guys, I'll see y'all next one, everybody. Peace.